Okay, my name is Andy Lee Graham, and I've lived in probably 1,000 hotels in the last. Well, I've lived in, or I've stopped and had a sojourn in over 114 countries, and for 25 plus years of nonstop travel. And I'm always trying to explain how to get value for a hotel. And it's tough because it's a strategy, and I'm learning, but I think what I need to do is tell a story of valuation, okay, and how a little bit on how I value things. Okay, so what happens is I have I'm going to tell you about Lamborghini hotels. Okay, a Lamborghini hotel is in my opinion, the top hotel you could get is a car, right? And I want a red one. Okay, I want a red Lamborghini. And if I had a car, I have zero uses for cars. But if I was going to buy a car, the car I would want is a Lamborghini. But when I'm entering a hotel, what is my Lamborghini feature? What's the number one feature? Um, what I have value because of over my 10,000 hours of experience, unbelievable amounts of experience on different types of topics. But on hotels, by far, I understand almost anything I could ever think of. I mean, it's amazing how many variables I could talk about on a hotel. Okay, but trying to simplify it, the number one feature, my Lamborghini feature for a hotel is location. It's the same thing for real estate. They have a funny joke on real estate that there's three things that determine the value of real estate. Number one, location. Number two, location. Number three, location. And what do people do on hotels? They ignore that rule and they go on, I don't know, sort of all the features that have little value. And this is why I'm always concerned, because Airbnb for sure is destroying a lot of trips. It's absolutely destroying your travels because you're living in a place where you think you're living in a great place, but the location is so bad that you really don't enjoy the location. So number one situation is location. And there's things that come into location. I always want to be able to walk. I don't want to have to use a car. I don't want to have a motorcycle. I don't want to have a taxi. I want to be able to walk to everything I'm wanting to do, because the experience is much better when you just walk around and everything's really easy and temptation. So location is the number one thing. And but I do want to have close to the market. I'm always wanting it to have close to the tourist attractions I'm wanting to visit, close to the center of the backpacker universe, center of the expat universe, center of a bunch of restaurants or bars or things that I like to do. But it's location. This is really big deal in Europe because in strangely these things will conflict each other. In Europe, I almost always live within, I don't know, 3 or 4 blocks of the bus station. The trains are way too expensive in Europe to even use, and they're very inconvenient. Well, that's not true. They're more expensive than a plane, right? The trains are unbelievable. But I will say, if I had a daughter and she went to Europe, I would buy her one of these rail passes. Because why? Because she'd at least have a place to sleep. They sleep on the thing. But my number one Lamborghini feature on a hotel is location. Location, location, location. Number two, my Volvo feature is it's mom and pop safe. If I walk into a hotel and I'm not feeling warm and cozy, the receptionist doesn't give me that mom and pop feeling. They don't say hi. I want a hotel that's no bigger than 20 rooms, okay? Because I want the personal boutique hotel, the bread and breakfast, whatever. But I'm not going to pay those prices ever, because those prices are tourist trap prices, and they hurt your feelings. Okay, but I want that mom and pop. I'm going to give you a great deal. This is a good room. I could talk to you. Basically, when I'm talking to mom and pop, they will say, "Oh, you would like another pillow? You like another blanket?" These things are real easy in mom and pop situations. But I also like the fact one of the big features of a mom and pop hotel is if they have children, I'm guaranteed the internet's going to work. Okay, because those children will not be happy if the internet doesn't work. Number three is the Mercedes-Benz feature, and that is cost. Everybody wants to be a 2-week millionaire, but on the other side is valuation and cost. Getting the best value for your money is a Mercedes value. The Mercedes Benz. I mean, the Lamborghini feature is location. The number two feature is Volvo, is the mom and pop. Okay, but the number three is valuation and budget. Mercedes Benz value. Why is this a value? Because um, you will always probably the number one reason why people don't travel very much is they do this unbelievable amount of splurge, and they bend over so far and they get it so bad that they cannot even dream about going on another trip. The price is a trauma. The cost of what they paid is a trauma. Okay, when you pay too much for a hotel, even though you love it, you won't go on that next trip because the truth is you can't afford it. Why can I afford to go to 114 countries? Is because I always get a good location. I get a Lamborghini location. I get a Volvo mom and pop hotel. I get a Mercedes Benz budget cost. I live within my means. That makes it so I'm happy. I never feel regret because the reason almost every traveler I ever met felt regret on how much they spent. The number four value is a Toyota. The Toyota is a lesser car, but it's walking transport, buses, Ubers, taxis, transportation. This is where I refuse to live in a Airbnb because normally this means the transportation is the absolute worst. In a way, one of the big problems when I go to Europe is they have these to pedestrian walkways, and there's no way to go to your hotel with a taxi. And it's like I'm in Antigua, Guatemala right now, and it's this has got to be one of the most inconvenient cities I've ever been in. I mean, they don't even hardly have any tuk-tuks. They won't let them go to the Central Park. And what they're doing is they're really prepping it up so that the only people that can have any fun is a person on a tour. This is a tourist trap, but it's an incredibly difficult place to walk. There's no transportation. I've already walked 3 miles this morning. I arrived. I have to walk and walk and walk and walk. It's just so uncomfortable. It's like New York City, right? But at least New York City has taxis. This really doesn't have taxis. But you want to live in a place where you walk out your door, and if what you want to do is be able to walk to everything you want to do, because that's what location gives you, the Lamborghini feature. But the Toyota feature is, I walk out my door, I hold out my arm, flag down a taxi, and I go where I want. It's economical, it's easy. There's public transport, there's buses, there's options, there's Ubers, there's all different options. Uber is causing a problem, okay? It's not a benefit. But everybody thinks that they think the only form of transportation is a car, and a car is the least personable way to visit a city. Okay, the number fifth thing is my Tesla. My Tesla is some odd feature that you need. Tesla is an orphan, right? Has no valuation. It's way overpriced. It's only for social status. So your Tesla feature might be, I don't know, that you have one special feature. Like my Tesla feature would always probably be the kitchen. I love to have a kitchen. But 99% of you don't care about a kitchen because you're only on a 2-week trip. I'm living, and people think that this feature for an Airbnb is of great value. And if you're only here for 2 weeks, you should be going out to restaurants and having fun and maybe cooking a little in your house. But if you're living as a traveler like me, I've lived abroad for 25 years in 114 countries, right? My Tesla features a kitchen. Then you have these kind of Ford and Honda features, like free water, a kitchen, a printer to print out my plane ticket, a breakfast, free breakfast. A lot of people consider this really valuable. It's really of the least concern because it destroys my tourist trip. I really want to go walk around outside the place and go see the city. The breakfast is just a way to keep. It's for disorganized people, and it's for people that can't walk. And there are people, but there's a lot of Honda and Ford features. Now, the wrecked car features. What are my wrecked cars? These are the features that I call a car wreck, a train wreck. These are the plane wreck. These are a church next door, okay? This noisy church. A mosque next door. A bar inside the hotel. A bar inside the hotel is, I'm there to sleep. I'm not there to party. Now, don't get me wrong. Your children go to these places and they stay up all night partying, getting drunk and doing drugs, and maybe that's okay for you, but I think they should still be doing it down the street, not in their hotel. Restaurants inside the hotel, absolutely a car wreck. A mosque is a car wreck. A bar in the car wreck. When a bus pulls outside my hotel, it's a train wreck. It's a car wreck. It's a plane, car, and train wreck. This means that I have one culture coming in to invade my hotel, and they're not going to care about anybody but their group. People with tattoos, people with dogs or cats, absolutely a car wreck. These things. I sit in a hotel and I don't know how many times you're having like dog shit right in front of your door, okay? I was sitting in Iquitos, Peru, and this cat was pissing in the roof and it literally came through the ceiling onto my pillow. Cats, dogs, and animals are not benefits for hotels. Yes, but I consider a person with a dog or a cat or an animal a car wreck, okay? Why? Because they first of all, you can't even drag them anywhere. They can't go anywhere. They're so addicted to their dog that the dog is more important than humans. It's a car wreck. This is an emotional car wreck. Their personality is addicted to problems, dogs and cats, and they really can't deal with people. Okay. I hope that was beneficial. I hope you understand my rationale. But everybody's got to figure out what their Tesla is. The Tesla is that orphan car that has that social status feature that you need. For me, I would call it maybe the kitchen. But it's not a very valuable feature to most people. You have to decide what your Lamborghini feature, maybe you want to call it a Ferrari. What's your favorite car? The Harley Davidson people, I don't know what to do with them. I avoid any kind of tribal stuff. Anything that's tribal, like tattoos, trendy stuff. All they do is trendy hotels or bed and breakfasts, trendy anything is the opposite of enjoying where you're sleeping. But the mom and pop is going to give you a family situation. It's going to be quiet. I'm often laughing when you're in a mom and pop hotel. They often lock the door about 9 o'clock at night because they don't really want the drunks to come in. Okay. But everybody's got a right to be who they are, and everybody has a unique ability to see the world the way they do it. But most people that stop traveling, the number one is the Toyota feature? It's the budget. When you live as a 2-week millionaire, the pain and trauma of what you paid for is like, I don't know how many people pay so much money to go on a trip that they're a millionaire for 2 weeks, and their experience is so financially traumatizing them that they're scared of vacations, travel, and they're not capable of enjoying the world because, first of all, normally what happens is they have to get their money's worth. When you're in a $200 a night hotel, $300 a night hotel, you're going to have a regime of 18, 15 things to do every day. You're going to be a checklist traveler. Check one, check two, check three, because you got to get your money's worth. I always get my money's worth, and that's the greatest feeling, and that's why I travel, because I get my money's worth. And there's nothing feels better than when you feel value for your thing. But what's your Lamborghini feature? What's your Ferrari feature? What's your Mercedes features? What's your Volt? Choose your features. But a Lamborghini hotel for me is the best location. But how to determine the best location? That is very difficult for people to understand. They really, it's a strategy. It's a way of looking at a city, but it starts out really on the location. As you look at the map, then if you just mark down everything you really wanted to do, and then you put a little dot on it, living in the middle of that area would be the best location for you. Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham. Hit that subscribe button, and people that wish to communicate with me become a Patreon member, and that makes it so that you can communicate with me. I'm Andy Lee Graham. I'm here and you're not. Why not? Because I always get a good value.